Imagine a currency that no government controls, no bank can freeze, and no single person owns. A digital money that's made millionaires overnight and bankrupted others just as quickly? Bitcoin. Is it the greatest financial innovation since the internet or the biggest scam in modern history? The answer might shock you. Welcome to the Mind Metrics, where we cut through the hype to reveal the truth. Today we have Bitcoin explained in a way that finally makes sense. Whether you think Bitcoin is revolutionary digital money or just a speculative bubble, by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what Bitcoin is, how it works, and whether it's a scam or the future of finance. Bitcoin explained simply, it's digital money that exists only on computers, operates without banks, and has created more controversy than almost any financial innovation in history. But Bitcoin explained properly requires understanding blockchain technology, cryptocurrency mining, and why Bitcoin was created in the first place. From the mysterious creator Satoshi Nakamoto to major companies accepting Bitcoin as payment, this cryptocurrency has dominated financial headlines for over a decade. But with Bitcoin explained honestly, you'll see both the revolutionary potential and the very real risks. Is Bitcoin a scam designed to separate fools from their money? Or is Bitcoin a future of money itself, destined to replace government currencies? We're going to give you Bitcoin explained with facts, not hype. Let's learn the truth now. What is Bitcoin? Let's start with Bitcoin explained at its most basic level, because understanding what Bitcoin actually is will help you decide whether it's revolutionary or a scam. Bitcoin simply, it's a digital currency created in 2009 by a mysterious person or group using the name Satoshi Nakamoto. Unlike dollars, euros, or pounds, Bitcoin exists only digitally. There are no physical Bitcoin coins you can hold. Bitcoin, technically, it's a decentralized digital currency that operates without a central bank or single administrator. Here's what makes Bitcoin different from traditional money. When you use a credit card or bank transfer, that transaction goes through a central authority, your bank. The bank verifies you have the money, processes the transaction, and keeps records. With Bitcoin, there's no central authority. Instead, transactions are verified by a network of computers around the world. Bitcoin explained through its key innovation, blockchain technology. Think of blockchain as a digital ledger, a record book of every Bitcoin transaction ever made. But unlike a bank's ledger stored on one computer, Bitcoin's blockchain is stored on thousands of computers worldwide, decentralized. No single point of control or failure. Imagine you want to send Bitcoin to someone. You announce this transaction to the Bitcoin network. Thousands of computers verify you own that Bitcoin and the transaction is legitimate. Once verified, the transaction is permanently recorded on the blockchain. The person receives the Bitcoin and nobody can reverse or fake that transaction. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin. This limited supply is built into Bitcoin's code and cannot be changed. Unlike government currencies where central banks can print more money, Bitcoin has a fixed maximum supply. This scarcity is a key reason some people see Bitcoin as valuable. New Bitcoin is created through a process called mining. Bitcoin miners use powerful computers to solve complex mathematical problems. When they solve these problems, they verify Bitcoin transactions and, as a reward, receive newly created Bitcoin. This is a self-sustaining system. Miners verify transactions and get paid in Bitcoin for their work. Bitcoin mining now requires massive amounts of electricity and specialized equipment. The early days when anyone could mine Bitcoin on a regular computer are long gone. Bitcoin is increasingly centralized in certain ways, despite being decentralized in theory. Is Bitcoin a scam? Now we reach the critical question, is Bitcoin a scam? Bitcoin honestly requires examining both the scam accusations and the legitimate use cases. Critics say Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme where early investors profit only if new investors keep buying. They point to Bitcoin's extreme price volatility. It's crashed multiple times by 50% or more. They argue Bitcoin has no intrinsic value and is just digital speculation. Bitcoin produces nothing. It doesn't generate profits like a company or rental income like real estate. Bitcoin's value comes entirely from what someone else will pay for it. Greater fool theory? You profit only if you find a greater fool to buy at a higher price. The cryptocurrency space is absolutely filled with scams, frauds, and criminal activity. Bitcoin has been used for money laundering, ransomware payments, and illegal transactions. Countless crypto projects have turned out to be outright scams. But is Bitcoin itself a scam? Bitcoin's price is driven largely by speculation, hype, and FOMO, fear of missing out. When Bitcoin's price skyrockets, media coverage increases, more people buy, pushing the price higher, until it inevitably crashes. This cycle has repeated multiple times. Bitcoin explained this way looks very much like a speculative bubble. But now, let's examine Bitcoin as legitimate technology. Bitcoin has operated continuously since 2009, over 15 years. The Bitcoin network has never been hacked, though exchanges holding Bitcoin have been. Bitcoin explained honestly work as advertised, a decentralized digital currency system that operates without central control. Major institutions now accept it. Companies like Microsoft, AT&T, and Overstock accept Bitcoin as payment. Investment firms offer Bitcoin funds. Countries like El Salvador made Bitcoin legal tender. It's achieved mainstream recognition that pure scams never do. Bitcoin explained regarding utility. In countries with unstable currencies or authoritarian governments, Bitcoin provides an alternative. People can store wealth in Bitcoin when their local currency is collapsing. They can send money internationally without government interference. This is genuinely useful technology for some people. Bitcoin isn't a traditional scam, but it's absolutely speculative and risky. Many people have lost money on Bitcoin. The price volatility is extreme. It's also survived over 15 years, operates as designed, and has real, if limited, utility. Calling Bitcoin a pure scam ignores its technological innovation and actual use cases. Bitcoin explained, the revolutionary potential. Now let's explore Bitcoin as potentially revolutionary, the case for why Bitcoin could transform finance. Bitcoin explained as revolutionary starts with its core innovation, removing middlemen from financial transactions. Banks, payment processors, and financial institutions make money by being intermediaries. It eliminates these middlemen, potentially making financial transactions faster, cheaper, and more accessible. Sending money across borders traditionally involves banks, wire transfer fees, and waiting days. You can send Bitcoin anywhere in the world in minutes, with relatively low fees and no permission needed. For people in countries with restricted financial systems, this is truly revolutionary. Roughly 1.7 billion people worldwide lack access to banking. Anyone with a smartphone and internet can use Bitcoin without needing a bank account, credit check, or government ID. This is financial inclusion for billions of people. Bitcoin inflation protection. Governments can print unlimited amounts of their currency, causing inflation. Bitcoin a fixed supply of 21 million means no government can inflate it away. For people in countries experiencing hyperinflation, is genuinely valuable. Bitcoin as digital gold. Gold has value partly because it's scarce and durable. Bitcoin shares these properties. It's digitally scarce, only 21 million will exist, and durable. The blockchain is permanent, a store of value independent of any government. Bitcoin's blockchain enables smart contracts and complex financial transactions without intermediaries. It's a platform for financial innovation. The technology behind Bitcoin has inspired thousands of other cryptocurrency projects. Governments and central banks control traditional money. They can freeze accounts, monitor transactions, and manipulate currency value. Bitcoin, it's money that exists outside government control. For libertarians and those skeptical of government power, this is revolutionary. Bitcoin can only process about 7 transactions per second. Visa processes thousands per second. Bitcoin transactions can take 10 minutes to hours to fully confirm. It doesn't yet scale to replace traditional payment systems, limited in current practice. Bitcoin explained the serious risks and problems. Now we need Bitcoin explained regarding its very real problems and risks, because understanding these is crucial to evaluating Bitcoin honestly. The price swings are extreme. Bitcoin has crashed by 50 to 80% multiple times. In 2021, Bitcoin reached nearly $69,000, then crashed to below $16,000 by 2022. This is incredibly risky for anyone holding it. You could lose most of your investment in months. Environmental concerns. Bitcoin mining consumes as much electricity as entire countries. The environmental cost is massive and growing. Critics argue Bitcoin environmentally is unsustainable and actively harmful to climate goals. Bitcoin regulation. Governments worldwide are grappling with how to regulate Bitcoin. China banned Bitcoin mining and trading. Other countries have imposed restrictions. It operates in legal gray areas in many jurisdictions, and regulatory crackdowns could tank its value. Bitcoin security concerns. While the Bitcoin network itself hasn't been hacked, Bitcoin exchanges and wallets are frequently targeted. Billions in Bitcoin have been stolen. If you lose your private keys, your password, you lose your Bitcoin forever with no way to recover it. There's no forgot password option. The Bitcoin market lacks the regulations of traditional financial markets. Whales, people holding massive amounts of Bitcoin, can manipulate prices, vulnerable to manipulation by wealthy players. Bitcoin tax complications. Bitcoin is considered property by tax authorities in many countries, meaning every transaction can create a taxable event. Using it as currency creates complex tax reporting requirements that most users don't properly handle. Bitcoin can't handle the transaction volume of mainstream payment systems. Various technical solutions have been proposed, but it hasn't yet solved its scalability problem after 15 years. Bitcoin for criminal use. While most Bitcoin transactions are legitimate, it's also used for ransomware, money laundering, and illegal purchases, having a real criminal element that attracts negative attention and potential crackdowns. The future of Bitcoin. Bitcoin explained going forward. So where is Bitcoin headed? Bitcoin for the future requires examining both bullish and bearish scenarios. Adoption continues growing. More companies accept Bitcoin. More countries recognize it as legal tender. Bitcoin's technology improves, solving scaling and environmental concerns. In this scenario, Bitcoin becomes a mainstream asset class, maybe not replacing dollars, but coexisting as digital gold. Bitcoin could reach prices of $100,000, $500,000, or even higher. Governments crack down on Bitcoin to protect their monetary systems. Regulatory pressure makes Bitcoin harder to buy, sell, or use. Better cryptocurrencies emerge that solve Bitcoin's technical problems. Environmental concerns lead to restrictions on Bitcoin mining. In this scenario, Bitcoin becomes a historical curiosity, the first cryptocurrency, but not the lasting one. Bitcoin could collapse to a fraction of its current value. It probably falls somewhere between these extremes. Bitcoin likely remains a volatile, speculative asset. Some people use Bitcoin for its intended purpose, decentralized digital currency. Many more treat Bitcoin as speculation or digital gold. Bitcoin probably doesn't replace traditional currency, but carves out its own niche. Bitcoin institutional adoption. Major financial institutions now offer Bitcoin products. Investment firms hold Bitcoin. Increasingly mainstream, which adds legitimacy but also brings Bitcoin under more regulatory scrutiny. Bitcoin's underlying blockchain technology has inspired countless innovations. Even if Bitcoin itself doesn't dominate, the concept of decentralized digital currency that inspired an entire industry. The technology of Bitcoin has already changed how we think about money and trust. Thousands of other cryptocurrencies exist, many claiming to solve Bitcoin's problems. Ethereum offers more flexibility. Newer cryptocurrencies promise faster transactions and lower environmental impact. It was first, but it's not necessarily best. The first mover advantage of Bitcoin might not be enough long-term. Regardless of Bitcoin's price, the concept it introduced, money without government control, transactions without banks, value without central authority, has permanently changed financial thinking. This is culturally significant even if it ultimately fails. Is it a scam or the future of finance? Bitcoin is a genuine technological innovation that operates as designed. It has survived over 15 years, gained mainstream recognition, and created a new asset class. Bitcoin, honestly, it's not a scam in the traditional sense. Bitcoin is guaranteed future of finance? Also, no. Bitcoin has serious limitations, scalability issues, environmental concerns, extreme volatility, and regulatory uncertainty. Bitcoin, realistically, it's unlikely to replace dollars, euros, or other government currencies anytime soon. It's a speculative, volatile, innovative technology that might revolutionize certain aspects of finance while remaining too risky and limited for mainstream adoption as everyday currency. Bitcoin is both legitimate innovation and risky speculation. Both things are true simultaneously. If you're considering Bitcoin, never invest more than you can afford to lose completely. It's extremely risky. Don't buy Bitcoin with rent money or retirement savings. It should be a small, speculative part of a diversified portfolio at most. Bitcoin has made some people wealthy, but it's also cost many people money. Early adopters who held Bitcoin benefited enormously. People who bought at peak prices and sold during crashes lost money. Timing and luck matter enormously. Scam or future of finance? Bitcoin is a revolutionary but flawed technology that's neither complete scam nor guaranteed future. If this comprehensive Bitcoin explained video helped you understand cryptocurrency finally, hit that like button and subscribe to The Mind Metrics. We break down complex topics in finance, technology, science, and history without the hype. What's your take on Bitcoin? Scam or future of finance? Have you invested in Bitcoin or stayed away? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let us know what complex topic you want us to explain next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.